Spotify currently has a whopping 345 million active users across 170 countries, and in February they decided to make it 171 by launching in the land of K-pop. But then something weird happened. Many popular K-pop artists such as IU, 여자친구, Seventeen, Mamamoo, Luna, and more, artists that were already available on Spotify suddenly disappeared. So what gives? As it turns out, all the removed songs were being distributed by the company Kakao M. Both companies released slightly conflicting statements. Now, Spotify claims that Kakao M just didn't renew their global licensing agreement, a licensing agreement that just happened to expire around the same time Spotify launched in Korea. This will be important in a second. Kakao M states that they're still in the midst of negotiating yada yada yada. Basically, they're saying, hey, we want our artists on Spotify, but we can't have our artists' music on their platform until we renew our contracts. Well, it's my job on this channel to read between the lines and give you, as the name suggests, some theories. Now, remember when I implied that the timing of this license expiring wasn't a coincidence? You see, Kakao M just happens to be the parent company of Melon, a domestic music streaming platform in Korea. And while their 28 million users might seem tiny compared to the 345 million users of Spotify, that still makes them the largest music streaming app in Korea. And now you begin to see the conflicting interests between the two companies. Sure, they say they want their artists' music on Spotify, but what happens when those 28 million users jump ship? What Kakao M really wants to say is, we like having our artist music available internationally on Spotify, but here in Korea, we'd prefer if you guys didn't take an enormous bite out of our market share. Now, Tablo of Epic High, another group that was affected, seemed pretty annoyed by this mess as he released a statement on social media. Regardless of who is at fault, why is it always the artists and the fans that suffer when businesses place greed over art? I mean, let's face it, Spotify and Melon are not working soup kitchens here. They enjoy making money. Not from you, of course, since you're probably streaming their music for free, but from that sweet, sweet ad revenue, which put these companies in direct competition with each other. And when you live in a capitalist society,
greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
By the way, if you've never seen the end of Wall Street, spoiler alert, this guy goes to prison in the end. Funny enough for being a little too greedy. Even funnier still, the former CEO of Melon must have been a big Gordon Gekko fan because he too just recently went to prison for withholding about $16 million in music royalties that was supposed to go to his artists. So what's in store for the future? Well, I don't really know. I know you're thinking, thanks for the clickbait title, dislike, but here's what I do know. It's going to be a very interesting few months for the Korean music industry. With so many K-pop fans taking pride in their favorite groups winning music awards, consider this. One of the largest criteria for music show wins is their digital music score. What happens when Spotify becomes the top streaming app of Korea and is weighed heavily into that score? If you have Melon keeping their artists off of that platform, you could see a scenario where traditional Digimons like IU and Mamamoo may never win another music show ever again. It's crazy to think about, isn't it? Now, whether or not this actually happens, it will largely be determined by the Korean public, since the nice thing about capitalism is that the consumers ultimately decide the winner. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty curious to see how this unfolds. I just hope this doesn't affect the pox, because please no, not the pox. We need the pox. As always, thanks for watching.